Jaguar unveiled their new Type 00 a couple days ago, and it's a car surrounded by a lot of controversy. So in this video, we'll be talking about my thoughts around the new Jaguar Type 0, as well as the controversy surrounding this car. My name is John with Blackbird Productions, and if you're new here, I create elegantly crafted car reviews, and I also make videos around my 2024 Tesla Model 3 Performance. It's currently the only car I own, but in the future, I plan to own a couple of different vehicles, and I plan to make content around those vehicles as well. So if you're into that sort of content, definitely consider subscribing. I upload 2 videos per week, and I upload the car reviews every month. Now let's talk about this Jaguar Type 0. Oh, by the way, I apologize if you hear like this clinging noise. I'm wearing my flamboyant biker jacket today, just in theme with this video. But anyway, first things first, let's talk about the controversy surrounding this car. I have my notes here. So one of the things that I noticed when this car first debuted was there was just like a slew of different media outlets uploading at the same time, which isn't really like the worst thing in the world, just because I find this like with Apple products, Samsung products, just basically like big debut products that people obviously have access to before the general public, which I don't have a problem with, but this was like, I feel like this was done ahead of time because they knew this car was going to get a whole lot of hate towards it. So I don't know, I just found it really weird. And I actually watched a video from that dude in blue. He's like a bigger automotive YouTuber, started out small, obviously. But he makes videos around like car controversies, and he just drives like different cars and stuff like that. And I like his exciting personality, and I've been subscribed to him for a little while now. But he actually made a video discussing this, and I'll put his video up right now so he can better explain it.
Something I found very interesting was not even really with the reveal finished or even really being that public yet, people were already making defense videos of the car already, which I understand it's probably an embargo where people had the opportunity to go see the car before it was revealed, then film it, make a video about it, then hit release. But I'm saying it's weird timing for a lot of these outlets to already be like, you need to like this thing even before the reveal was even finished, or that the majority of the world had seen the reveal. Because as of right now, it's been 14 hours and the reveal on Jag's YouTube channel only has 81,000 views. So obviously over social media and the leaks, people had seen it, but not a lot of people went out of their way to watch the reveal.
So yeah, bit weird. I feel like, I mean, like he said, I feel like these automotive outlets, they get exclusive access only to just be on the side of the company, so that automatically makes them biased. And the fact that they review cars and recommend cars to the general public, I feel like there's just a big bias associated with that. And it's kind of shady if you ask me. And some of these creators I actually do follow. I generally do like Car Wow. I watch his videos from time to time as well. And just to hear just the demeanor of his voice, it doesn't even sound like him. It doesn't sound like anything he would write out of a script, to say oh, this car's actually pretty cool, you should try it, you should really consider it and stuff like that. It's very, very misleading, and it just doesn't sound genuine at all. Oh, also, it looks like my cat's eating. She's right over there out of frame. So if you hear some crunching noises, that's her. She for some reason, she just loves to eat when I get ready to start filming. And she only does it when I actually whip out my camera and I have this big light in front of me. So I have no idea, maybe it's just a cat routine thing. I don't know why she does it, but she's eating in the background. And again, I apologize if you hear that. Next, let's talk about the more controversial aspect of this car, and that's being the exterior styling of the car. It definitely isn't a traditional Jaguar car, but at the same time, you could say I kind of see what they were going for. They're going for the designer look. They're going for more flamboyant, more rounded off look for their car. And I mean, I hate to say it, but I kind of do see the vision here. I see what they're going for. They're going for the Art Deco. They're going for the hyper luxury market. People who are willing to spend $250,000 on, for example, like a Rolls Royce or maybe like a Bentley or something like that. Other than that, I think the styling is interesting. I don't think it's like the worst thing ever. And this is coming from someone who actually does enjoy like the Cybertruck. Because in my Cybertruck review, I ended it off saying like, it's a polarizing design, it's different, and I kind of like it just because it does like, break that traditional cycle of just like, regular traditional truck. So I like this car sort of in that same vein, but I feel like the styling just isn't really like 100% there. And I mean, this is a concept car, so anything could change. But at the same time, they were saying like, oh, we're gonna debut, I can't remember if it was the car that they showed on stage at the unveil event or some other car, but they said they were gonna unveil like a production car by the end of 2025, which is pretty close considering that they're showing off this concept. And it has like a lot of different things where I can immediately tell you this is not gonna go to production. So I don't know, it's just an interesting time for Jaguar. I'll say that I've never really owned a Jaguar before, so I don't really know like, the complete heritage and the history and all that. But I can almost certainly guarantee you every British automotive YouTuber has something to say about this car because they do not like this car. I'll say that my dad, he actually owns a Jaguar I-Pace. That's the only experience I have with Jaguar. But hey, side note, if you actually want me to review that car, which it kind of has its own little history with it, definitely leave a comment below. I'd love to know what you think about it. Anyway, I think this specific car, just the exterior, just to sum it up, it's interesting. I don't think it's good or bad. I think it's just different. So yeah, next, let's talk about the interior. The interior is interesting. I think a lot of it is, interesting. I mean, that's like the word I kind of grab for when I like look at this car. So the interior, it has like stone trim in it. And they said it's like limestone or something. And then basically, essentially what they're going for is it looks like they're trying to make some of the switches into like designer pieces, like maybe jewelry or something like that. And they were saying like how there's like a brace that's like supporting the car in the middle that's like completely through the entire car. Not to mention the car itself is like very, very large. And they were comparing it to like, they were essentially trying to propel it into an homage to the E-Type, which I am familiar with and I have seen before. Can't say I've driven one, but I have seen it and I know what it looks like. So I'm familiar with it in that vein. But I guess you could say it kind of borrows some things from the E-Type with like the long slung hood and everything. But other than that, I don't see an E-Type in this car. I see the proportions, like I guess you could say maybe just like, how it's shaped. It kind of looks like an E-Type, but anything past that is kind of a stretch. But yeah, interior, it's interesting. The steering wheel is very big. I mean, it looks big from all the press photos and stuff like that. The doors actually go up. So I'll show like a picture of that. And I don't know, it's just a very interesting interior. I don't think it's really practical. That's actually one of the things I was thinking about, just because like the seating is just super flat and there's not like any real curvature to it. And it's very, 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 very minimal in the inside. They were saying that they're going to make it to where it's like you could hide all of the controls and stuff to make it a little bit more of a connected experience with the car. And obviously, I'm sure the car will drive itself. So some of the hallmarks of just like a traditional EV, essentially. And they said that there's I guess like a bespoke utility aspect to it where you can like put in sort of like a hard drive type thing to add different like personalization to the car. And they were saying like how you can do like different scents, so you could have like perfumes going in the car and stuff like that. And it was just like super, super extra. Like to me, it feels very, very extra. But I don't know. I'm interested to see what the production version will have, or what will come to the production version. The other thing that's worth mentioning is that the car doesn't have a back window. It's either that or they just have it just like completely covered just for this concept. If I'm guessing they're going to go that route, there's probably going to be like a camera situation or something similar to how the Polestar, I think the Polestar 3 or 4 is doing. Like one of those cars, they don't have a back window. So they're able to just put a camera up on the top where the window should be. And that's effectively like your back window, which I think is interesting. I don't think it's like the worst thing in the world if they do that. But yeah. The next thing I was thinking about was the numbers. So like range figures, speed and stuff like that. The only information I got was from That Dude in Blue's video. Again, I watched his video pretty thoroughly just to kind of get like a overview of the event and stuff like that. I also watched some other videos as well from media outlets, and a lot of them, they were just kind of, I feel like they were like very manufactured, like they knew what was going to be said before the video took place, and a lot of that is like pre-recorded. So it's like, I guess what I'm getting at is like with the videos from the media, it doesn't seem like genuine at all. Like anything they're saying, like it just doesn't seem like super genuine. So I kind of took a lot of that with a grain of salt, but at the end of the day, they were there on the ground at the event. Whereas like, you know, other creators like myself who are talking about the car are just looking at it from a secondhand point of view. But essentially the numbers, what I heard, and I have them right here, they promise 430 miles of range, which is modest, but I think it's pretty good for a car of this size if they are planning to make it like this massive. Because this, I mean, you have to realize this thing is like, akin to like a Rolls-Royce Cloud or something like that, maybe like a 1930s station wagon sort of situation. It's very long, very wide, and it's just like when I look at that, I'm just like, this car is like completely impractical. Who's gonna buy this? But I feel like it's gonna find its audience, and that's really what it is. Like this car is a spectacle, just like the Cybertruck. But anyway, 430 miles of range. And they're saying that they're gonna give it over 1,000 horses. So don't know why you would need that much power in this car, but that's what they're gonna do with this car. So I don't know, it's interesting. But yeah, this is my video just talking about this car. If you enjoyed the video, definitely feel free to leave a like. And like I said in the beginning, I make car reviews, I make other content as well. So if you're new, definitely check out my other content and also consider subscribing. Also, leave a comment below. I want to know what you think about this car and all of its elegance and intricate features and things like that. This has been John with Blackbird Productions, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Where did it all go wrong? We walk the streets